Let's talk about the Quran, and I can't think of anybody better to speak about that than Qarie Ziyaad Patel. We'll find out exactly why in a moment. Qarie Ziyaad, Assalamu alaikum. Good talking to you. Juma Mubarak. Okay, we should be connecting in just a moment. He's been performing the Tarawih, by the way. I'm not too sure every night, but most of the nights that I've certainly been aware of at the Bosman Mosque, and whether he's moved on to another mosque, because many people do just that. They start at one and then move on to another one as well. Okay, we see if we can connect with him. I think we've just lost him. I think we're okay now. Qarie Ziyaad, Assalamu alaikum. Good chatting to you.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Good. Thank you. I performed behind you reading Tarawih 1 or 2 days at the Bosman Mosque, but I've noticed that after Tarawih you make a beeline and you're home. I suppose time is of the essence, right? So we haven't really chatted.
Yes, undoubtedly. But inshallah, hopefully we will spend more time at some later stage.
Absolutely. Would love to meet up. Would love to meet up talking about Quran. Because I understand that there's a Quran competition, and yourself as a reciter of the Quran in your unique tone and voice is just so appropriate, I think, to talk to you about that. So tell me about this Quran competition that takes place and why.
So well, basically, the main purpose of these competitions is solely just to bring about, some kind of a culture or some kind of enthusiasm or some kind of interest from our youth, to engage in the Quran. We need to really look at ways and avenues as how we can prop the next generation, to get themselves involved with the Quran Kareem. I think across the globe, to a small extent, not to a great extent, to a small extent, we are finding that the youth are now, I would say, their interest is being diversified away from the Quran. So you'll find a lot of the youth nowadays will be interested in the sheets, will be interested in other things than solely with the Quran. And we want them to refocus back to the Quran. That's the main thing. And one of the ways that we can do this, is to have these musabaqas or these little competitions, which can provide a small little challenge for our youth, and hopefully that will motivate them. That's the key word. Hopefully that will motivate them, to incline themselves a bit more to the Quran, inshallah.
So therefore, so in practical terms, when is this competition and what's required?
So basically, tomorrow we're having a competition. It's running at the Traderoute Mall. It's the media partners are Salam Media, the very same station where we're talking with, alhamdulillah, and it's between 2 and 3 p.m. So any youngster out there, anyone out there who feels they've got the talent of reciting the Quran, and perhaps, yes, they do have the talent and they do know how to recite the Quran, you're more than welcome to take part in this competition. Come out there, display your presentation and your recitation of Quran, display your talent as to how you can recite the Quran. Give it a go. Show us what you got. We're providing you a platform tomorrow to tell us and to show us how beautifully you can recite the Quran Kareem. And yes, there will be some prizes to be given away as well. And yes, it's all about motivating our youth out there. It's about motivating one another out there to recite the Quran Kareem, to improve our recitation and our presentation of Quran, inshallah.
So this is all at Traderoute Mall from 3 o'clock. Sounds very, very good. Just quickly, on the basis of, has this happened last year as well? And if so, what was the impact then?
So unfortunately, last year with COVID-19,
of course, yeah, and before?
This, yes. Yeah. So basically, I would say this is the first time we are actually running this program at the Traderoute Mall. It's the very, very first time we are doing this.
Okay.
So we hope that it takes off. We hope it sets the precedent for years to come, and hopefully it can become an annual program of Salam Media and the Traderoute Mall.
Inshallah. And if someone listening now, is interested but not sure about age and level of competency, they need to know more. Is there a person or people they can speak to get some advice before tomorrow?
Yeah, they're more than welcome to call up Salam Media. They're more than welcome to speak to our beloved brother Ponti, or they can speak to Muhammad Arai. They can speak to one of the brothers at the Salam Media. They will give them the criteria and they will give them the guidelines for tomorrow. But from my side, inshallah, I will be one of the judges. I will be there tomorrow. And yeah, I want to listen to some beautiful Quran. We want to rate the recitation of the Quran. And we're trying to suss out and look for some of our good reciters of the Quran. So here's a platform. Here's an opportunity. Come out there tomorrow between 2 and 3 p.m. and let's listen to you and let's give it a go. Remember, this is the month of the Quran. This is a beautiful month of the Quran, and every one of us are trying to create a legacy of the recitation of the Quran, or a legacy of the qira'ah of the Quran. And every one of us needs to come collectively together, with a great responsibility upon our
Inshallah, Ameen.
Let's come together, let's make it happen.
All right, well, I think you've set it up pretty well. So there we are. Contact the Salam Media officers itself. They will give a lot more detail. Qarie Ziyaad, thank you for your time as always. And inshallah, we will connect soon. Looking forward to that.
Barakallahu fi. Thank you so much.
There
Thank
we
you
are.
so much.
A man who recites melodiously and therefore connects with so many people with their hearts in the way that he does it. He's got the barakah. Allah has given it to him. So there you are. What about you reciting the Quran? So we can talk about you one day and you can inspire other people as well. Well, what about our Chief Justice? He's off on a long leave. Let's try and make sense of that with Buyani Zwani in a moment.
Breaking stereotypes, moving boundaries, joining hands. Salam Media. Humanity sets the agenda.
A man of charm.
When we look at the morning, we thank Allah Ta'ala for the beauty of the morning.
Bouncy and bubbly.
Have you ever heard of a first world country that was governed by blacks?
Barack Obama in the United States is a black guy, Mr. Yusta. He's swart, is okay.
Yeah, that's true, but he's not black. He's actually colored.
Mr. Yusta.
A man of passion.
What about the many little kids that are dying? Is there enough attention the government is giving to this particular topic and subject?
A fighter for justice.
I'm not saying anything, no allegations, no claims. What do you believe you did wrong in Orion Cold Storage for the situation it finds itself in now?
A guardian of the public interest.
Corruption in South Africa includes the private use of public resources, bribery, and improper favoritism.
A seeker of the truth.
But at the end of the day, the facts and the truth is something that has to be revisited.
A father to us all.
It will not probably be something affecting us now, but 20 years down the line, our children are going to be badly scarred by this evil of pornography like they are with music today.
A pioneer of Islamic radio.
What should be the response of the Ummah? What should basically happen on such type of situations?
Salam Media, a global voice for humanity.
Discover the Africa of your dreams and surround yourself with her spectacular beauty. Relax beneath her serene sunsets and explore wildlife at its natural best. It's where the pride of Africa comes together. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve. Get to know the Big Five or cruise on an elephant safari game drive. Interact with lion and tiger cubs and enjoy world-class halal cuisine while we pamper you during your 5-star stay. Indulge in the true African experience. For reservations, call now on 042-203-1400 or visit kwantu.co.za. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve, the place of gathering.
This Ramadan, while our team is assisting local families in need, our international team is working hands-on. Family hampers from 2,000 Rand for Syrian refugee families in distress. Standard Bank, Gift of the Needy, 272-327-654. Contact us on 031-271-3102. Gift of the Needy, bringing ease to those in need.
Motala Perfumes, one of the biggest perfume manufacturing houses in Africa, with a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility specializing in designing, creating, developing and producing new scents and matching designer fragrances for all our stores, as well as private labeling for individuals and companies across Africa. Visit your nearest Motala Perfumes store or visit our website at www.motalaperfumes.com for more information on creating your own brand.
This is Salam Media, and you are tuned into the Ashraf Garda Show.
In fact, should be his term of office expires around October, but effectively he's not working already now. So let's find out why, but very importantly, let's try and make sense of what that really means. Is there some other things we need to be looking at? So I've roped in Buyani Zwani with me, amongst other things. He is the head of Breakthrough Development, an inspiring go-to person, motivational person, a motivational leader, I would think, or trainer of leaders around the country. Buyani, great chatting to you, and thanks for joining me.
Salam, brother. Good
Yeah,
to meet
salam
you.
indeed. Absolutely. Good talking to you, man. So you've got this responsibility of, in 5 minutes, telling us, helping us understand Chief Justice Mogoeng is going on this early leave before retirement. What do you make of it?
Well, I think there's a whole variety of issues that find themselves in this particular situation. One, there have been a couple of pronouncements which placed the Chief Justice at crosshairs with many political organizations, but also many in society, really around the support for Israel. That became problematic. And I think also when more was brought through relating to the situation of getting the former president, brought to law, so that there is a charge that is placed upon him. I think that created in itself a bit of a storm that meant that the Chief Justice needed to be able to get back into the role of neutrality, get back into the role of being consistent in application and not be seen to be biased in any way. And of course, being the leader of the Constitution, which we put in place and we promulgated way back in December of '96 and got it to be effective from the February of '97, there's much that has been going on in there that looks into equality, it looks into dignity, all people being treated with due respect and regard. We said in it that we want to be a state that is really governed by law and not so much by our respective.
So here's the point. I mean, we already know the Chief Justice has pronounced on his party's end stance for Israel, which is very offside in terms of South Africa's own position, and that's compromised him, besides other things. Right now, we also know that he is due to actually retire in October, and he's due the long leave. So it's not like it's not due. But do you get a sense that he's taking off the leave when he could have taken the leave in October anyway, right? Suggests that he wants to walk away because he does run the risk, if he works now, of actually being removed from office, because that's the potential position, since he hasn't quite apologized for his position regarding Israel.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of speculation that we can be putting forward here. But when you think about it from a leadership perspective, it is always necessary to be able to hold yourself accountable for any pronouncements that you make. And especially when you are occupying a role that is of national and international significance. And of course, when we've said to ourselves that we're wanting to be governed in ways that are ensuring that everybody feels that we are taking care of them, looking after their requirements in a manner that says, regardless of status, your dignity is going to be honored. That also seems to be the matter that has come through in this situation.
So having said that, and I know there's speculation, do you think he's just wanting to move into oblivion very, very quickly? Because if he's on leave now, it effectively means we will not hear from him again, right, as the Chief Justice.
We may not hear from him, but of course he's taken leave. He has not quit the role. So effectively, his senior, who happens to be the president, can still call on him. I mean, in a corporate environment, if you're on leave and there's an emergency that requires you to be back, you can be called back in. So the same would apply in this situation. As the Chief Justice, there is an acting Chief Justice, but he can be called in for a specific appearance to be able to address issues that require his attention.
Okay. Just lastly, as someone who understands leadership and the role of leaders, and you spoke about pronouncements already, what's your overall take on the Chief Justice Mokheng's overall leadership in terms of the guardian of the Constitution in our country?
I think we all find ourselves making some mistakes, and acknowledging that I have erred in being partisan in this manner would have been the right thing to be able to do from any leader. And of course, that's why even in the courts, people get to be able to present mitigation when it turns out to be that what they did not really align with their value system, did not align with who they truly are and their track record, as it were. So there would have been an opportunity to be able to say, listen, that may very well have been taken off context, and I may have spoken at the time I did because of the issues that were at play. Because keep in mind also that the Chief Justice has been given the responsibility of leading the prayer movement for the continent. And of course, that took him over into a particular stance. And unfortunately, one of the stories that comes through when you say your is in support of Israel as a state, it changes that you begin to be somebody who has chosen a side. And when the responsibility is to be as non-partisan as possible, your judgment gets to be seen as clouded, and you do not want that to be the case.
And that's really not what I expected, certainly from the Chief Justice. Buyani, thanks for your time. I mean, I appreciate you giving your input. Certainly got me thinking, and most appreciated.
Thank you very much, Ashraf. Have a great show. Thank you.
Thank you, Buyani Zwani. Breakthrough leadership is what he lectures in, and breakthrough for you. Perhaps you've learned something coming out of that. We're going to chat to Imran Chunara. He's in Lebanon. We'll do it next.
Africa. Provide dignity, safety and nourishment to millions of needy families in 14 countries across the globe this Ramadan by sponsoring towards the Africa Muslims Agency's More Than a Meal campaign. Sponsor a food hamper at 1,100 rands or an iftar suhoor meal box at 100 rands. Call Africa Muslims Agency on 011 834 8685 or donate at africamuslimsagency.co.za. Africa Muslims Agency, inspiring the spirit of giving.
Mornings with Ashraf Gada. Connect on Twitter at Ashraf Gada.
Okay, so you may be aware that Imran Chunara not only talks personal excellence with us, and he's spoken about it all throughout Ramadan, he also wants to ensure a level of excellence amongst humanity, and he does that as the head of the Africa Muslims Agency, and that's why today he's not in South Africa, but he's in Lebanon. So Imran, salamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Ashraf, and of course, greetings to the listeners of Salam Media.
Thank you. So you obviously have eyes and ears in Lebanon. Why are you there? What's happening?
Well, as you mentioned, while we had a chat in Afghanistan, I arrived from Afghanistan into Beirut, Lebanon late last night. We're right now on our way to Arsal. Arsal is in the north of Lebanon.